here. And today I'm playing Crimes and Punishment Sherlock Holmes. So, enjoy. Good music in the game.
Will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone, then.
Let's see. Square. Okay. Nothing interesting. Okay, so apparently you're supposed to interact with the dog every level to get an achievement, but I don't see the dog here yet.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
I've actually played this game before. I got it Christmas 2014 when I got the PS4. It was the first game I got. Played it, then beat it. Haven't played it since, so figured I'd give it a try again and then live stream it. Oops. Oh, really? I'd go back around. He apparently can't walk through bushes either.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Guess I better join Lestrade.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Yeah, I probably won't do much talking because in this game there's a lot of talking and dialogue and yeah. Like right now.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Kearney, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
So the first thing I'll do is examination of the character. You do that by pressing square and finding things on her or any character that are out of place. There's one more thing I need. Birdhouse.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large, well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
How do you know about Plymouth? Well-kept garden. Pilgrim. Probably the profile. No. Darn it, I got it wrong.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
And then if you get it wrong, you have to redo everything.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
She's like, what, in her 60s, and she looks like, her hair looks like she's aged, but her face looks like she's young. Interesting.
Mr. Holmes?
Well, fine, I won't talk to you then, dude. What?
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Oh, so you want me to go inside?
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Nope. I guess I just examine the door then. Now it
These
appears.
scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
So you tell me to go inside, and oh, it's locked. After I try and open the door.
What a terrible way to die. the tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Suspiciously space and in the dust.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box, or a small chest, perhaps. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Oops. Just did that again.
For the years 1878 to 1884, Peter Carey was her captain. Harpoons for hunting whales. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Okay, well that was a boring chest.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Oh geez, I don't like these ones. Nope. Oops. Okay, well fine, it doesn't move. Oh, I guess it does move. Oh, I'm not good at these. Okay, well I think that probably gets moved. I'm just gonna skip it. I can't figure it out. My brain doesn't work.
Horse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. This wooden handle is plain and solid.
The blade is covered in blood.
This pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
The book.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Now I can open the notebook.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
See anything else I can examine? Oh, the map.
Dundee. Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Good to know. Examine.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay. Her profile is done. Do I talk to the
Have you finished
inspector?
inspecting the crime scene?
Fine, I'll go talk to this lady up here. No, I can talk to her.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure, midnight, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
What do I do now? Can I go in their home? Hello, anyone home? Nope. I talk to the inspector. Mr. Owl, do I need to talk to you about something? Hello?